Hello.
Hi.
You're Pastor Heather.
I am.
I'm George Henderson.
Nice to meet you.
I'm Greg's brother.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you for
I've heard a
your
lot.
gifts.
Thank you. I've heard a lot about you. And so I always wanted to meet you, so now I got that.
It's great to meet you.
So
Thank you for creating this unbelievable space.
Will you tell George your attachment to the meditation garden? Because I think that's part of this ongoing story.
So when I first interviewed for the job back in 2020, I came to the meditation garden to pray before my very first interview and sat in the garden. I have actually one of my favorite pictures is like snapping a picture in that space. And so it was dedicated in the year that I first started going to Congregational UCC on my dad's birthday.
really?
And so I have this, like when I saw the rock in the garden, I was just blown away because I thought, oh my goodness, like there's just, it's a kind of a double connection for me for a bunch of reasons, but it is my absolute favorite space.
Thank you.
I'm
glad.
am so moved.
It's some of the Sunday school kids would go out there and have the older ones would have their lessons in the summertime. And then I just heard this last year, about having Stations of the Cross exterior. I even brought my deacon from the Catholic Church, and he and I walked the stations
Oh, that's awesome.
and prayed, and so we were. I was just overtaken. I called and told him. I said, "Would you believe there's a Protestant church has the Stations of the Cross to walk?" Really? So we made a date to come up and do the walk, and but I'm glad it's being utilized, and the church really supported it. I had a copy of the diagram, and with all the flowers or all the bushes, and a listing of what the bushes were and how much they cost, and then a display of what the wall and the floor was going to look like. And it was by donation. The people would say, "Oh, I want two evergreen yews."
Oh, cool.
Okay, and that's how we sold it.
Wow. Yeah,
And
I love that.
there was two guys that I can't forget that helped me so much building the garden. Besides me, Steve, Carl, and I, and then there was Walter Vogel and Jack Ray, and there was a few other people helping.
Steve Schoenbein.
Yeah, Steve would come. I talked Steve into making the benches. I said, "Steve, Carl designed this, and I don't want anything done until he gets here," because Steve worked for Gayle Nursery on the east end of town, and he went to school to be a horticulturist and an architect or the landscape designer. And Steve and I worked really hard, and we put our thoughts together, and I told him for 2 years what I wanted to do, and he kept put me off. Finally, I said in '93, I said, "Come on, I want to get this done. I want to start." So we started, and I'm glad it's how it is. I'm glad it's being utilized and taken care of. I'm just glad people get to use it. So,
Thank you for your vision and your commitment.
thank you both.
That combination
Thank you.
makes a world of difference.
What do you think about people that have visions like you did? What advice would you give them?
If they have something on their mind and on their heart, they need to do what they can to see it fulfilled.